So then we have a dark way of practice, and this is the most difficult part because there is a lot of luck too. How it is work? So dark part is so the relativity of the option that something has happened is based on governments, on internet, on possibilities, on good or bad, and some all like stuff like MK Ultra, money laundering, business societies, and so on and so on. All that stuff is dark stuff. So what you then first can do is not recognize it, but if it's a part of yourself, like it's by me, then you can do be angry about it. So there is really first what you have to know is if you get stolen a product, not if you stole the product. I mean if you get stolen from something, if you someone stealing something from you, what is get a product in global market, then you get first crazy. So the first what you mean is they like to kill you because the money is so big. So there is a example. A killer needs to kill someone $200,000 as example, right? The product is a pricing of 200 millions when it is global or higher, whatever. So this $200,000 is nothing on it. So there you get drop on extremely abilities from enhancing coolness or enhancing angry or enhancing agony and so on. All that stuff get brutally enhanced. So then you can drop some where you get the self-trusting that you can using it is with over long time terms you brain works these triggers and all what is happened out because you're based on a shockwave moment what you not can forget, and if you drop from there your brain automatically using parameters like a ki. So a computer have a moment where he starts and every parameter is safe in him, and when you're shocked this parameter is where you go from then as next. And what is the difference between trick magic and real magic is that you can save your abilities in real. This is mean you have not to recognize some MK Ultra or some criminal government stuff and all that things that you can keep it because you like to know your self knowledge is much more interesting to become feedback as something different like a MK Ultra. So the part of a MK Ultra is pre-existing too, but you have not concentrated on this. You have self-focused on your own stuff you will do. And there is necromancy, one of the really first stuff what you can do. So if you become in your living room is 1,000 feet, 1,000 feet. So you grab him and then you create with him so that he have a look on you and you begin to talk with him in his mind, and then later you let him free, and then you're focusing on the moment he is dying later because he have not a so long life how a human, so you're focusing on him when he is dying, and then he will say to you goodbye when he is dying, and when he is dying you will see ahead of 1,000 feet into the sky, into the clouds, and then you know he is dying. So here you have a biofeedback, what is focusing of the work, what you have doing with this animal, right? You understand this? So you become a feedback. So there you see then he is gone when his head is in the clouds watching to you down. This is because you have worked with him. This will happen. So this is a part of necromancy. This is not like sex with dead bodies or something like this. Absolutely not. It's more just a a knowledge after death. It's not absolutely not some crazy stuff. It's absolutely normal stuff. So then you can make different things like worms. When you're teaching worms some special stuff, some symbols and sigils, then he will come see you that you are his master in a piece of part. And then if he died, right, so there is something can happen, that you do something wrong or that you do something right, whatever it happens. So he will can make combat for you, right? So there is a part, there is something happen, like I work with the little worm. There was a cloud flashlighting, and a half class of footballers was go to the hospital because they get catched by a flash. So there was the combat activity was highest, right? There was time where I was really concentrated and focusing on combat magic, and I worked with this little worm. There is a video in the magic stuff, and I really was focusing. And there is then, I don't know what is the time code of this photo, but I will found, I don't know it is real time or it is not real time. But it is the best picture in any way. So this is the picture. It's just a half picture. Yeah, there are two pieces of that picture, but it's not the full picture. But here you see it almost best. So we take it here, picture. So working with worm, it have coming to that. Why it is not here inside? Oh no. So this is the best picture of it. So you see here like this. So this is the picture it's come then. And you see here that this cloud is like a worm. So it's not the full picture of it. It's not the full picture, but you see the position of a worm, right? It's like a worm, right? So this is combat magic. If the time code match to the happening, this is perfect thing for combat magic. So, and this is part of necromancy, but not in bad stuff or something like this. So it's simply, you give some knowledge to a worm, and if he died, yeah, he will be combat for you. But it was a wrong calculation. But it was strictly because there was the focusing was almost on combat magic, and the hardest place of combat was to this time on this football place. They was in combat. They want to win. They fight versus. And the worms affecting directly on this place. This is what has happened, right? So you got not focusing on some MK Ultra stuff or something like this. You get focusing on directly nature impacts, and there is where you become the safety and stable art, and not from some informations where you not can be sure about, like Tonga. Right, I'm not flying with a helicopter about Tonga. I don't know this is really happened. You know, my inner trust, it simply comes from the 1,000 feet, where I say goodbye when I'm die, and then I see his head in the cloud, and this is why I have this uh, stable. But this is necromancy in this part, and necromancy has have some lot of beautiful parts and not all that crazy stuff what you think from. It is. It's absolutely almost not some crazy stuff, but yeah, this is what it is. So yeah, that's what it is. How it works. So the save of the part comes through the biofeedback and not from some faked news about medias. So here is example. This is example for fake news, but that fake news is that a football class is was going to hospital because flash, because lightning is not fake news. So where comes the safety? It comes from the head of the 1,000 feet in the sky after he died. There it comes the safe place. So you communicate with him, and as he dies, he say goodbye and look from the clouds to you down. So this is then after looks like a machine robotic so that we are not real, that we are some stuff of a machine, like a digital machine inside. So, but this is all theory. We are humans. We are not able to drop out in this kind of art. So this is then real high magic practice to drop out in time, go into the nimbus or into the ether or into the what is the name? What they say? Go into the not karma. Karma is a bitch. I say you, karma is a bitch. When you work with karma, you will be in magic. You will get kicked out by karma because you cannot work with karma. It's not so safe. Karma is a under place, under higher is than magic, but karma is first under. You can work with karma, but karma will get fucked you. Really, karma will fuck you. Higher, high. What is in India the nimbus, ether, or other, where all informations are saved, right? So like this, so it's higher and higher and higher. So what I actually work to is some really difficult stuff I have become one time. So this most crazy stuff is, so take a card, not take a card like this, it's different. So you have to drop four aces out. Have to drop four aces, but now I have first found the four aces. Okay, it's easier to work with this seeking. Okay, actually not. I'm unconcentrated, but this is not so bad. So I take the aces out. So this is then real difficult stuff for me because I do not understand it so good. It's too crazy for me to understand it. So it is like this, right? Like this. So yeah, I have now no. Why is this picture here? So I have now here two aces and here the black aces, right? so. And then you drop it. But then at the end it is like this. Right. So you have first 4 cards and then you have 5. Right. So again, it's like this and this. So you drop. And then at the end you have 5 cards. So where will this come from? Right? So this is metaphysical or quantum mechanics too high for me too. But I work on it. I don't know how it is working, right? How it comes, disappear from here inside and drop into this cards, right? So one is that the card was dropped on behind on an ace, right? So I say this, and then I do this, and then I do this, but here is 3 cards, so there was nothing, and then I turn it, and then it was 5 cards. So how doing this, I have no idea. This is too high and too difficult in quantum mechanics. But what I have bring it is to, so because it is possible a part of necromancy, right? Possible is, it is a part of necromancy, but I don't know. So it's like niveau of the worms. So what it's mean is, the worm, to creating the worm is much more easier. So the combat worm for you is much more easier as of 4 cards, bring a card, disappear from the deck under the 4 aces. It's much more difficult because it's not a life form, because it's simply materia, so it's much more difficult. So that's all some enhancer stuff and not hard like drop on hearts stuff. Yes, that's it. That's some of the dark stuff to do, but this is too high for me. That's too high, actually, to this time. To disappears a card from the deck and drop it into 4 cards, that about 4 cards get 5 cards. So this is then high, really high material stuff. So that is, I don't know, it means like in the calculation it means like 8 months of card magic to let disappear this card from the deck when you work with 4 cards into this cards. 8 months. So this is, to make a trick, to make about it a trick is nearby impossible. From now, maybe in 2 years I know it better, but I don't.